Welcome back to Task Force Podcast, an airsoft podcast made by the airsofters for the airsofters.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode Task Force Podcast. I am your host, Snake, joined by my co-host.
Obviously not a fucking human, because
No, not a human.
you got some bullshit to talk
Not a
about.
human.
So.
And today our special guest
Yes.
is AIRSOFT ALFONSE. You guys know him. I mean, he's the thick daddy thigh man himself.
Gorgeous.
Dude, he really is.
He's
actually.
gorgeous.
Like, he's really not bad looking.
He's gorgeous. Just making it awkward now. Yeah.
So I know before I turn on the show, I told you I was going to tell you something sad about Nasty.
Oh my god.
That would make it like you disappointed. I feel like,
It's
and that
not.
is that Nasty has never watched any of the Star Wars films.
I mean, I'm. All right. Well,
What? But what? No.
So with every hello there, the reference is lost on Nasty.
I mean, I've met a few girls before that are like, I've never seen Star Wars, and I'm just like,
You know what? I'm the baddest bitch here, so get out of here, okay? It's just
I would still sit down and have a nice candlelit dinner with you, and maybe we could watch Star Wars together.
definitely
For the
probably wouldn't
first time.
happen.
I mean,
I with him, not you. With him,
Wow.
yes. That's, you know what, Mom, get the tickets because we're flying home
And
out here.
Nasty's
Some
like,
LMGs.
can we do?
Yeah.
Can we do shirtless and the LMGs in between us?
As long as I'm Little Spoon.
Hey,
I
I'm
mean-
down for whatever, man.
Dude, we're in it to win it. It's on camera now.
Oh,
I like a
man.
challenge.
Dude, you've got a challenge on your hands. Trust me.
Oh no.
I've tried to wrangle this one. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. I'm feisty. I'm a fucking oiled pig in the field, dude.
It's
You can
very
you ain't getting me.
slippery.
Get on with the
Nice.
show.
I mean, hey.
Anyway,
Just the way.
welcome Alphonse to this.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever this
Welcome
is.
to Task Force Podcast, which is,
This.
I mean, yeah, it's this. I don't really know.
High
It's not.
quality airsoft. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it. I hope so. I guess that's what people's interpretation is, until you realize, like, when you get on the show, like, I didn't prepare any questions or
It's-
anything. It's just gonna be 100% like, hey,
What?
we watched your YouTube. I've been watching your YouTube for a long time now, and so I was like, dude, I want to get fucking Alphonse on here because I enjoy his content.
Listen.
And he runs around with
His
LMG.
mediocre airsoft content.
Yeah.
Yes.
There- I don't-
definitely.
I watch nobody
No.
in the airsoft world, but this man's is basically you're basically the one. I'll be like pooping and I'll see a video and I'm like, all right, I'll watch at least 4 minutes of this.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Thank you for your service. I'm honored to be your poop watch.
yeah, dude.
The fact that means you see when you're pooping. That's
I'm gonna message you now forever. Hey, I'm pooping and I'm watching your video. Just letting you know.
Just every
Please
every
do.
comment on there, currently pooping.
Kurt, and he'll know. Now he knows.
Now he will
Anyway, I have one solid question for you. Airsoft
Okay.
Alphonse, where'd the name come from?
well, my name is Alphonse, and everyone associated me with airsoft, so I was just like,
Airsoft Alphonse.
what's a stupid name? Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm
literally-
retarded.
To be honest, like I thought I was actually when I started my channel until I had like I think 1,000 something subs. I was actually afraid of changing my channel name to Airsoft Alphonse because I thought that like people would think it was stupid. Because originally, like the first couple videos I had posted on my channel were like some workout videos and like a shitty airsoft montage video with my friends and like, just real low quality stuff.
Right.
But I
where
figured that,
everybody
like,
starts.
yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of like this hodgepodge of shit, and I was just like, it was just my name, Alphonse Coldus. But in hindsight, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I could have ever think about. Like, Airsoft Alphonse actually turns out to be a good name because, it's like my name, Alphonse, is like not a very common name, or like people my whole life have been mispronouncing it, misspelling it, you name it. You know what I mean? Like Alfonso, Alphonse, whatever. But like, at least airsoft is like a word that people they're like, that I know that word, that I can read that. That's airsoft. Okay, so as opposed to two words that you like, Alphonse, Colas, like both two weird words. So I guess in hindsight it was a no-brainer. But even if I stopped making airsoft videos, I would be wanting known as Airsoft Alphonse just because of the meme. Like, I was thinking about legally changing my first name as a joke to.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
My parents would be so fucking mad, though.
You know what, Mom and Dad? I'm Alphonse. I do what the fuck I want. Okay?
It's actually Airsoft Team. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like 100% has to sign Airsoft
Right.
Alphonse.
Like,
would
legally.
Would you leave the underscore?
Whenever I go to Taco Bell, like with a group of friends, I'll always like tell them my name is Airsoft, and then like they'll scream out and be like, Airsoft? And everyone,
Oh.
the poor Taco Bell lady has no idea.
Dude.
That's, you know what, though? That makes sense. Alphonse is not a very common name.
No.
I have personally never
No, I mean,
met a motherfucker named Alphonse, and if I did, I'd bow.
hey, if you
Okay,
asked me, if you would have asked me, is Alphonse his name? I would have been like, nah. It's totally
Right,
made
that's
up.
why I asked
Definitely.
the stupid question.
You know how many people they're like, "What's your real name?" And I'm like, Alphonse? Like, what the fuck?
You're a douche. I'm Alphonse. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. It's
Like, I guess. I mean, I don't know why I would choose that out of anything else. Like,
right. I don't know, man.
Airsoft Alfredo.
There you go. I mean, you're
Dude.
on to something.
That's money.
I'm Italian, so I feel like it's fitting.
Yeah.
Where did the beard come from?
So, it actually came from a store called Meijer, which is like Walmart. It's kind of like a there's like some deeper meaning behind it, I guess. But literally, it just started out as like, it was Halloween, and the day after Halloween or whatever, and I was walking through Meijer, and like, I don't remember what I was buying, just stupid shit. And then I like walked past the clearance aisle, and I saw this fake beard on the bottom of the shelf, and it was like $2.99. And I was like, oh, that'll be funny. I'll wear that to the gym today, make a funny gym video. And then like the next day, I was like in my area specifically, there was quite a bit of I don't know how to say this. There's some airsofters that took airsoft a little bit too seriously, in the sim spectrum of things, and most of them, generally speaking, had like, it's just big beards, and they're like, yeah, I'm fucking tough.
I'm
like,
operator,
airsoft,
bitch. Yeah.
I was always like, oh god, just stop, like, fucking. And so like, I just started wearing the fake beard to kind of troll.
Yeah.
And like and when I was new, it like looked real. Like, there were several times where I would go to events and I would like walk past dudes with beards, like big nice beards, and I'd be like, "What's up?" And they'd be like, "Hey," they'd give me the
Sup, dude?
nice beard.
Dude. That's fucking awesome.
Like, the beard approval.
What up?
Yeah, you're another guy with the good beard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see how fucking frothy mine is compared to yours, dude, K? You're not on my Alphonse level, dog, you know?
And then it just kind of just stuck. I just thought it was really funny. And there was some practical aspect to it of like, I started to notice that like, I would never fog. It's basically like wearing a 3-hole balaclava without wearing the whole balaclava.
Wow.
Right.
So
you don't
it became
accumulate-
useful.
Yeah.
Wow.
It had, like I said, multiple uses. Like, I was trolling. It helped with goggle fog. And I saw how stupid I looked, and I was like, this is it.
Perfect. Did you ever get like BBs stuck in there? You know, did you get shot in the face, rolled down?
No, I never got shot in the face, luckily. I mean, like, I get shot in the face, but not like to the mouth or anything. I'm pretty aware, like, if I'm going in, I'm like,
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah,
Like with an LMG, I'm usually like
real
Right.
tight, covering the
Like,
mouth. Yeah, I
very
understand
aware.
that.
Yeah, very aware of like I've played a lot of airsoft, like so I know. I'm like if I'm not
Right.
wearing face pro, like I'm not gonna just let my teeth get shut
Yeah,
out.
we've seen that
I always just
firsthand,
open my mouth and figure it'll just go right down. It'll be fine.
just like everything else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Back, I have gotten shot in the mouth, I think one time, but I don't remember if I was wearing the beard or not. But it was like from really far away, and I was just like, "There's a BB in my mouth."
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Why LMGs? Like, so you were showing us that your first guns you'd gotten were the Tokyo Marui MP5 SD, and so it's crazy to me that
Right
you
here,
still
baby.
have it, dude, and it still works.
You know what's even sadder? So like when I was in high school, I had a friend that I actually temporarily sold. I got out of airsoft when I was like getting ready to go to college for like a year or so, and I temporarily like sold this and this one to him with my gun case for like an obnoxiously cheap price. It was like $100 or something, and like he was like, "Yeah, I got $50. I'll pay you, the other 50 when I get it." And then like 3 weeks went by, and he never paid me, and so I like went over to his house and just took them back and gave him back his $50. I was like, never mind. So in hindsight, that was like the best thing I ever did. But yeah. Those they still work. I could shoot him. I could like take him to a field and they'd
That's
probably
so
still
cool,
do.
man.
Right?
That's
It is really
cool.
fucking
But
cool.
yeah, I was a big MP5 guy when I first started.
I
But
agree.
LMGs, I mean, like I just always have liked the support role, I guess, and I just belt feds kind of were like back in the day playing like Ghost Recon or like Advanced Warfighter. That was like one of my
Yes,
games growing up.
dude.
Like
Yes.
Vegas, you play the like the terrorist hunt and that, and like you just use the Mark 46 or whatever. And I just kind of like I've always been into those. And then like after a while, I kind of like I didn't start YouTube till like 2017, early 2016.
Right.
And like at that point, there's already a lot of airsoft YouTubers out there, and I'm no different than normal people. Maybe not him because I actually watched airsoft content, but like I
Right.
watch all the
Wow.
airsoft YouTubers.
And Star Wars.
Wow, dude. Fuck.
Yeah. Dayton, and like I remember I when I had just started to like thinking about it, Dutch the Hooligan had just kind of started blowing up, and I was like, wow, he was like the first one to really get into like a non-sniper role of the 3-person cameras.
Yeah.
Like Jet kind of did it, but he was more of just like milsim, and like Dutch's was like the real high quality scope cams, and I was like, wow. And then I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm like, man, I really wish like there were they would use LMGs. No one uses LMGs. Like if you typed in LMG gameplay, there was like
Ain't nothing.
a video. There was like a video that Jet did like a long time ago, but it was just like head cam footage, and then there was like an airsoft GI video, if I remember correctly,
Right.
of some guy with an HPA 249, I believe, or Mark 43, one of them. But like those were like the fact that I can even just remember that was like that was it, and I was just
Right.
like, well, I guess I'll just fuck it, I'll make it myself. And then like when I moved back from Hawaii after I was playing football there, I'll never forget. This was like 2017, 2016, and I went back and played airsoft at my local field for the first time, and I had my shitty ass 416C stock, the one with the collapsible stock, and I went out to the field, and this particular field is it's called Future Ball. It's a terrible field.
Shout out terrible fields. Yes.
At this point, we're talking like they didn't chrono people. They enforced field BBs, and the field BBs were shit. They made you like buy pink BBs and use them, and it just it was a shit show. And like that day, I went out and played, and there was one guy who had a HPA like it was an M4, but he had like a 27-inch barrel and like a drum mag, and was just because there was no rules at this field, he was just yeeting dudes on full auto like across the map everywhere. And I remember just sitting there like behind plywood cover, like peeking out with my not properly shimmed 416 with a dying shitty motor, being like, and like I remember going home that day, and I was just like, never again.
Not doing
and then,
this
like,
bullshit.
A day later, I ordered my fusion engine from Amped Airsoft, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. And then I never. That was the rest. That was history.
Damn.
You know, the rest was.
That's all it took.
LMG.
That is.
Dude, I got wrecked that day. It was such a shitty
dude.
feeling.
That.
But yeah, that was the day.
Real quick, give us a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do that to each one.
Yep.
Because when someone fancy comes in, this always seems to happen.
What happens?
Oh, just
Spam in the chat.
yep.
Oh, jeez.
I would, but I don't have control over the YouTube like I do Twitch.
Getting him out of here, bro.
Airsoft shock. The British are coming. Do you think dinosaurs are real, mate?
I got nothing for that one. I don't know. So we just try to get the fucking guy out of here. I don't know.
You're just gonna-
Welcome to the internet. It
Where it
never
sucks.
ceases to
Yeah.
amaze anyone.
Yeah, luckily there's like filters for that. I mean,
Yeah.
on most.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
I mean, you know.
Didn't even get auto blocked. I'm just looking at the chat right now. I'm like, if you tried to type that in on YouTube on a comment section,
Let's
that wouldn't
see
like
here.
it pop up.
Tristan Art and Airsoft, you're now a moderator for this channel.
So fix that.
Fucking love you.
Yeah, make sure that. Anyway, back
Funny
to
theme
it.
Song.
Yeah, back to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, dude, I was not happy when that started popping up. I was about to
I
go
just looked
ham.
over and I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, because anybody, dude, I'd have straight ruined your life.
I mean,
if you were anybody specific.
that's a hard punch to the mouth.
No, that's a cooter punch.
That's assuming he has one.
No, he does.
I don't know.
Okay,
Man.
Do you
anyway.
guys know that?
Non-human.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
So-
Anyway, so we move on with life here anyway because.
So
it's
you
Airsoft.
became LMG YouTube god, basically, is
yes.
at this point.
Not only the LMG god, but also probably the best body in airsoft.
So
okay, I've been working on the bot for a long time. All right, before I was Airsoft Alphonse, I was Abercrombie Alphonse. Okay,
oh,
so this was
no.
like a long time coming. Yeah,
I mean-
it's sad, but you know what?
Oh, no.
I'm not ashamed.
I
Every and I honestly say every cent that I made from Abercrombie and Fitch on my paychecks, I dumped right back into Airsoft.
Hey,
1,000, like
that's-
100%.
hey
That's
man,
dedication right there. That's the grinding.
you know,
He sacrificed his face for Abercrombie for Airsoft, dude.
hey look, back in the
I
day,
gave my body for
right,
the Airsoft.
right. Back in the day, Abercrombie was like the mall's version of
Gucci
OnlyFans.
and like, yeah.
yeah. I mean, like
basically.
if
place to be. It was cool. It was super fun. Like literally, I would get paid $100+ an hour on certain days to just stand out front with my shirt off and say hello, or the taglines, which changed up depending on the holiday season. But no, it was. I wish it, my brain is automatically just like hello there, but that was not it. I wish I.
Yo, you're gonna make me start getting soft inside if you hit me with that again, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. That's your fucking.
how many events do you think you attend a year?
Yes,
I mean, I don't know.
all of them.
Outside of COVID, on a normal year, because this
I
last
would
year's
say
been all
me-
crazy.
I mean, I played Airsoft probably 90% of the weekends out of the year.
Mm.
Like, I play Airsoft almost too much, and that's probably why I don't post videos consistently every week,
Right.
because I play too much, and then I forget it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I try to. I'm like, if it's a cool event, it looks cool, I'm there. You know, now it's kind of changed. Things have changed a little bit because it's like, apparently, you know, my channel grows, and now it's like all this shit comes up with these event promoters.
Yeah,
and like,
right.
I don't know if you've ever watched Level Cap, why I stopped playing Airsoft, but like every day that becomes more and more relevant. If you know, I can hear that. I remember watching that before I started, and I was like, that seems kind of odd. Like, you know, nah. And then it's like, and I'm like, holy shit, like,
Right.
fuck, go back, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, some people are really great about it, and then others are just. It just becomes like, even for some of it just becomes like, it changes the overall Airsoft experience for me
Right.
in terms of like, it takes something that is just like I just want to go out and have fun and
Right.
like that's it, to like, oh, we got to do I know people are trying to just use the shit out of me, and
Right.
it's like everybody's got an agenda, and I'm just like,
Right. Dude, I
couldn't
get that.
do it. I wouldn't do it.
I get that because at a certain point, it's like you're just a normal dude who really enjoys airsoft. You just happen to record it and put it up, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because on the one hand, like I am extremely grateful and thankful that I can now like go anywhere and like I can make new friends like that like the same thing as me.
Right.
That I know based on just usually speaking, airsofters are pretty honorable based on just the concept of the game. And so like going from like being Alphonse, the guy with the weird airsoft hobby, always trying to convince all my friends, you know, wherever the fuck, whether it was at Abercrombie or in football, like, guys, come play airsoft with me.
Right.
And everyone's always like, what's airsoft? Like, you know, I remember posting pictures on Instagram back then, and like every time I posted airsoft stuff, I would lose followers.
Right.
And like it was like this secret, like forbidden thing, you know. I was like,
Right.
but so I'm like extremely grateful and like happy that I just have created this thing where like I can just make friends and like do something that I enjoy. But the caveat to that is like there's, and I guess this is like anything in life, but there's people out there that for like whatever reason just don't
Right.
like you, don't like me, you know, don't like prequel memes,
Right.
like just go out of the way to fuck with me. Like I used to always like announce I was going to games because it was like, I was just trying to like, you know, meet up with people and
right.
do this and that. And then like I'm excited. Like I'm sure you guys can relate. Like you're going to Copperhead or something. You're like, we're getting the kit ready for Copperhead, you know. But then it becomes like I started to realize that I started to do this all the time, and then it was like I'd hear stories from like people, or even I just like overhear like advantage of wearing the beard most of the time is that like people didn't notice, like recognize me
Right.
when I'm just walking around. So I'd be walking around and like, you know, the day before the event, and like I'd hear people like, you know, talking shit or being like, yeah, that fucking Airsoft Alphonse guy's gonna be here. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up. You know, just like the stupidest shit. Like,
Right.
It's the alpha
you know,
concept.
Just people taking
They're
the shit too far. Like
cocksuckers.
that's what I mean is like, bro, at the end of the day, like everybody's coming here to airsoft to play for fun, and like whether or not you really have a problem with somebody or not, like I could see it from a competitive side, I guess, maybe because just sports, you know, and everything from when I was younger is like, bro, if there's a good player on the other team, like fuck yeah, I want to get a chance to be able to go against that guy. But when it's malicious just because of personal character or whatever, just because he has more followers than you or he has more of whatever, like that's something Nasty and I were actually just talking about the other day, was like people out here nowadays try to recreate what other people have so hard rather than just
They're
trying
jealous.
to do something like do it your own way.
Yeah.
Like do it your way
Do what you
and
think
it will come.
Right.
Like, I mean, we're just a small ass podcast and people think that it's crazy. And I'm like,
Why? Because we have a wood desk.
right.
Like, what?
I feel like I'm 100% like a living example that like if you want to do it, you can fucking do it. Because like I said, I started out with nothing. I didn't know shit about, you know, editing, computer software, nothing about YouTube. I was not like I had no training, never took classes. I literally learned everything from friends and late night phone calls of like to my friend Hunter being like, hey Hunter, I'm working on this video. I'm trying to figure out how you can drag a clip into the timeline, but instead of cropping it and then dragging the next crop, like, can you just drag the whole thing and then like cut it? And he's like, that's the splice tool. And I'm just like, oh,
Bet, dude. Thanks, man. Yeah.
Dude.
you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Cause
but
like we did the same thing too. Cause man, I had messed with editing YouTube videos and stuff before. And then I told Nasty, I was like, yo, I want to try and do it live. I think that'll be really cool. People could interact with us in the chat and whatnot. I think it'd be awesome. And then I don't know shit about Twitch, dude, and I don't know how to operate live YouTube. I mean, as clearly as you just saw, I didn't even have a moderator in the chat because I've never needed one, and then I just quickly fucking am like, oh my god, what do I fucking do? So you just gotta learn this shit as you go. You gotta try things, otherwise you'll never learn it.
Us, what KWA's doing. If you don't do it, you don't give it a try, you can't succeed. It just don't come to you. Right?
I mean, like anything in life, there's gonna be haters, and there's gonna be people that don't want you to. I feel like I've just learned that they're just, no matter what it is, doesn't matter who you are or whatever. There's just some people out there that inherently just don't want any, like, if they see someone successful at something, it doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's fucking sports, if it's a job, rich, whatever.
Right.
Or like, just for some reason, just in their brain, they just don't like that, and they
It's probably, those are the kind of
like,
people.
That's cool. Like,
just jealousy, man.
They're like, I can never make anything happen in my life because I give up too easy. So I hate seeing somebody who puts all the effort in and gets everything in the end.
Right.
So I'm going to just shit on them.
Dude, it really doesn't require anything other than just
do it.
Trying it.
Yeah, just do it.
No, I feel that, like, that would be what I would say. Like, just, if you're someone out there that has goals of becoming a YouTuber, I guess you could say, it sounds cringy, but it's like, do it. You know what I mean? You don't even have to take it seriously. Especially now, it's like, just, like, what's the worst that can happen? Doesn't work out, but at least you tried. Right. And if you're having fun, like, see, that's the thing I also tell people is, like, I didn't, like, set out to do YouTube and be like, hey, yeah, I'm going to just become a big YouTuber. I was just kind of like, I just want to show people what airsoft is so that I can stop being like, oh, it's just like paintball.
Right.
You know?
And then it turned out all my friends, you've made something of it. You become comfortable doing it. And now here you are being a big YouTuber and you're still seem planted to the ground, you know? You're not like, oh, fuck, now I got a Bugatti, you know, a 17 fucking layer pancake house out on the beach, you know, like.
Right.
I wish.
I mean,
I could be.
He has shot the UMP under the water and got in the ocean and out of the ocean. Or maybe it wasn't the ocean. Was it like Lake Michigan or something?
It was like, but I said it was the Caribbean as a joke, and then apparently a lot of people thought I was serious, and they're like, why the fuck are you in the Caribbean? That's not. I was like, really Lake Michigan.
I was like, man, that just doesn't look like a normal ocean, but maybe I'm wrong. And then,
maybe that's a pond with the green screen. You know?
Bro, Lake Michigan is massive. Like, no, we got big lakes, but it's fucking huge.
It is.
No, I've been trying to. There's a few videos that I've been trying to make happen for a while now. It's just obviously COVID fucked everything pretty weird.
Right.
Right when I was planning on doing it, and then the whole it's trying to get everyone on the same page and get people to show up and using boats and jet skis, and I just haven't been able to get everyone to show up on the same day and figure out a plan. But I've been working on that, and that's probably going to happen soon. But that was like the precursor. I was just kind of like, all right, well, we're going to figure out which guns work and which ones don't work and how, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I just did a good shit post, but I mean,
well, see, to me, like, my favorite part about you, I was going to say about
Alphonse,
but yeah, I mean, about you is that like, you really don't take it too serious. And to me, it shows in your gameplay, like, right? Like, bro, you show up in full stormtrooper gear. Like, you can't see shit, so you really don't care about getting kills. You know what I mean? It's just fun. That's all it is. It's just fun. If you really cared, you would take it way serious and you would want to do the best you can every game, but it's literally like, I want to go out here and look obnoxious and do fun.
The shell ejecting car 98 was probably the peak airsoft. I didn't kill a single person the entire day. That was the most depressing day of airsoft.
How annoying is a shell ejecting gun, though, having to go back and remember where every single shell is?
Oh, it's hard. Luckily, though, the Elite the lever action one I was just using, Nigel sent me like 50 shells for it. So
there you go.
I lost a few, but not a problem. Whereas the Car 98, I literally only had 7. So it was like, I shoot a couple times, and like, if I didn't go find those shells, like, I don't shoot anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, it's just so sad. It was just, I mean, it's just, I'm just memeing out there the whole time. I'm just like, I'm wearing a fucking wetsuit with a snorkel and using a shell ejecting gun doesn't have a working hop up, let alone consistent trajectory. Like, I mean, it was just to see people's reactions and like the new players out there, and like, you know, just imagine being a first time airsofter and like you're getting like shot at and you're like kind of like you don't know what you're doing, you're like flipping around, and then some dude with a wetsuit and a fucking like musket gun comes over, he's like, I got you, and he's like shooting, and you're like, oh, okay, he's got me.
You're like, really, this is badass. Mom, you won't believe this.
It's not
like, bro, it's just cool, like the fun that you're able to still bring to it, like especially after have been like
dude, it's okay.
Having been in airsoft and playing for so long, it does get very monotonous. Like I mean, you get kind of ran out on it, but if you can keep it fresh, you know, if you can do things to keep it fun, like that's what keeps it interesting and makes you want to continue to come back. So to me, that's like my favorite part of your videos is like, you'll get out there and you'll do this shit, and then eventually you notice that you shed a gun or you shed some gear so that way you can actually go play and try to get some kills. But mostly it's just fun, and that's my favorite part, dude. It really is.
I mean, the thing I've learned that if you're not having fun, and back to like where I was trying to make a point and then I took a hard tangent, was like in the beginning of doing YouTube, like I was just literally like, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And honestly, the fact of like making videos and then like shooting my friends and then putting them on, you know, camera and like making them look stupid, like that alone was just like, that was what was worth it to me. And so there was no money being made. And like the amount of, like, I'm spending 40 to 60 hours a week, you know, around school trying, you know, doing this with, it's not like getting money out of it or something positive. It's a huge front loaded investment. And then like, you know, so combine that with all the problems that, you know, you have trying to make airsoft videos, like anyone who's ever tried to record gameplay, like, shit, let alone just go out and have your airsoft shit work for a whole day. You know what I mean? If you go out and your airsoft works, no problems, a whole day of good airsoft, you're like, that was a good day.
Yeah.
Let alone, you know, 3 cameras and have 3 different SD cards and like, you know, batteries. And it's like, it's like, you gotta have, like, I've gone out so many weekends in the beginning, it was like, just something would happen. Like, I thought I charged all my batteries, and then all of a sudden they weren't charged, or SD card was somehow, it's corrupted now, even though I spent, you know, whatever fixing it and prepping it. And it's like, the gauntlet, it feels like running a gauntlet. And then like, and if you're not having, the only thing that makes it work is if you're having fun and you really do enjoy it. Because if you're not, like, you're not gonna stick around. You know what I mean?
No,
like, that shit. Like,
you start getting pissed off. Yeah, it's not worth it. Shit's always got to spend money. Always got to fucking fix this, fix that. It's like, nah, fuck it. I'm done.
I mean, for me, it worked out, but that's, I mean, like, we could go off on tangents forever and break down why. And so I feel like it just could be, some of it's just luck, you know, with the algorithm at the right time. And
yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Like, also, I mean, I feel like I work pretty hard, you know, like I said, doing the track, like I always try and change it up. I don't want to I just look at it like, what do I want to watch? Like, I still enjoy watching airsoft content. Like, I sit and watch, you know, I type in airsoft on the search bar, and I sit and spend most of my time watching and looking for videos. So it's like, I'm kind of just like, in a way, just filling the gap of like what I would want to watch, you know? Like, I remember watching all the YouTubers, you know, when I didn't have a YouTube, and was like, man, why does this guy always play the same field? This kind of lame. Like, this guy's making $100,000 a year and he only wants to play rental field players. Like, okay, come on. Or like, you know, only using this certain type of gun, or other people, you know, just plug and plays. There's some people that were really great, you know, and then also, like, you know, being a normal person and always being like, the cringy clickbait, and like being like, Jesus Christ, really, like, so like coming from both sides of that, and then out like seeing where I am at now, it's like, it's changed my perspective, but also I feel like I have a way to sort of put my own stamp on that sort of thing, you know what I mean, and try and shift. It's like I can do something about it, essentially. It's like I have an impact on the ecosystem. Like, it's like, I put out this and it's like, maybe it helps change. If anything, I just like trying to show people that airsoft is just a silly game and it's really fun, and it doesn't matter, if you have military experience. It doesn't matter if you're a Green Beret. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to come up with some rationalization for like, making an excuse of why you're playing airsoft. Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's like a game. It's fun. Like, why do you play Call of Duty? Because it's fun. You know what I mean? Or insert favorite video game. Like, there doesn't need to be this projection of like, I'm a badass, and like sure, like impression kits and doing all that is really cool, and I'm just as guilty as everyone else, and being a gear whore, and it's like whatever you get out of it, but like whatever it is, it's like it's okay. You don't have to like justify it in some means of like, we're training. It's like you're just playing airsoft, and that's okay, and it's not weird.
Right. I mean, I was the same way. Like when I first started, like I started playing airsoft, and then I kind of found myself, actually I was more into the gear. Like I wanted to get more of like a recreation, a replicate, something that I can match up, right? And then so it's like I didn't even like, my gear cost more than my gun because I just didn't give a shit. Like the gear was what I was having fun with at the moment, and so I didn't care. It's like, whatever, my gun shoots 34 feet, but I'm running and it looks cool. That's what I think's cool, And then, it changes, I got kind of out of the gear and then got more into the gun, and then started really heavily upgrading my gun, and my gear kind of went to shit because I didn't care,
Nah, dude.
And so I think that's what's cool about airsoft is, like you're saying, is exactly you can pick a little piece of it. You don't have to rationalize and say, oh well, I have to do doing airsoft this to train this. Right? Because whatever. Does it work as a training tool? Cool, yeah.
You can, yeah. But also, like, if you just want to run around in short shorts and a plate carrier,
right?
Cool,
do it.
Still fun. The fact that the ecosystem exists where like all of the fact that, and like this, one of my friends that's a Green Beret played with me the other day, and like in the same area we have rental player, first time player, active duty Green Beret, then just me and like just speed softers over here, and it's just kind of, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, where the fuck else does this happen? You know what I mean? Like, where does this happen? Like, we're all in the same thing, and just
and
like,
it's fucking awesome, and it's awesome,
right?
And it works, and the fact that like everyone's on the same page, and that like you have to voluntarily call yourself out. To me, that's also another aspect of like why I like airsoft, because it's like, where else in the world does that happen? Like, me and you are shooting at each other with these tiny ass shitty plastic semi-biodegradable BBs, and it only works if so-and-so, like when he gets hit from 300 feet away with this little ball, raises his hand and walks back to you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's
the honor system. It's real with this.
I mean, but it's
very rare. And there's airsoft cheaters. Yeah. But and like, I mean, honestly, like that's a small portion of it. And even if you were to dissect the small portion of it, I would argue that most of it, 90% of any airsoft cheating instances, are actually more just general misunderstandings of like, you're not actually hitting the person,
right?
Or that person didn't feel it. Because you really got to think about it. Like, do you honestly think like if someone went through the trouble of doing all this airsoft shit and like they're wanting to, like, you know what I mean? Like clearly that it happened. I've seen so many times where shit just like, I think I'm shooting someone at the field, and then I go back to my camera and I'm like, oh,
right,
I'm not anywhere. Yeah. And it's hard.
Or like, how many times no, go ahead.
It's hard with the gear horse too, because not only do you have to use the sense of like feel, you have to hear.
Right.
You got to be able to hear it clack off you.
Yeah.
And you got to be listening.
Yes, because I've at fault for that heavily.
Yeah.
There was a field called Town. Motherfucker be shooting me, and I'm all over here in La La Land in my head going crazy, and he comes over and goes like, bro, I've been shooting you for 20 minutes.
Right.
Like, sorry.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to be a dick.
I love that to me, like when those sort of circumstances work themselves out and you just see it play out, someone confronts someone about not hitting, and then it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's just so funny to me when that.
Yeah. Right.
It either goes really nice or people just start flipping out, and I'm just kind of like,
you didn't shoot me, bitch. You didn't shoot me, bitch.
easy to get lost in the concept that like, hey, we're playing dress up and shooting each other with toy guns, and then when you sit there and think about it, and like these dudes are yelling at each other about dress up. Like no one actually win. Like sure, yeah, there's a winner and a loser, but like, what is that? What do you win? Like
you don't get a McFlurry for winning this game, dude. Okay,
you don't even get your money back.
You don't even get your right. Like you come now, we could drop you in the sand.
Right.
I bet you'll call your hits when you get shot.
No, I feel like more people maybe, if anything, need to embrace, and even myself, like I'll be honest, there's a lot of times where I get like caught up in the moment and I'm like super sweat mode engaged, and usually when it's like at a milsim or something where there's a bunch of shit talking airsofters on the other team that I know, and I'm like, all right, I'll show you. But like I feel like if you go into it with the experience or mindset that like dying and getting hit is part of the experience, and like it's a symbiotic relationship with the other player, like if you get hit and you fall, like I always try and like play out my death in a Milsim West-ish type LARP, just because I'm fat as shit sometimes, and like you're running and tired and like you get shot and while you're running, and I'm just like,
I know all about that. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm actually physically fat as shit, and I will take a sit down whenever I get a chance.
Yes.
So I feel you.
I'm just like body fall fine. Like,
ragdoll.
The opportunity.
Yeah. Hey.
And also, it makes the other airsofters experience cool, because that guy's just like, holy fuck, I just shot the shit out of that guy, and he fucking fell.
Right.
And that's a cool feeling too. That's a cool feeling, like being a novice player and you gun someone down and you see him just like ragdoll. You're like, fuck yeah. Like, yeah, dude, because it's not about you.
Right.
You don't fucking matter.
If that guy wasn't LARPing, I guarantee he's LARPing right now.
Yes, because of you and the way you die or however, whatever, he's like, gear whore for life.
Right.
He's PTWs for life,
It's part of the airsoft experience, and like, and for me at least, you need to mentally be prepared that's a huge part of it. Like everyone's gonna get shot at some point. Yeah. Like I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? So like, how you deal? Like another example is like I always try and like, somehow signify like that I got hit. Like I'm not like waving to just give the other player that satisfaction, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people that like get hit or something and like they don't like wave and then they just like walk away and they don't think they're doing anything wrong, but then the person on the other side is like, hey, motherfucker, he's not calling his hits, and then it's like, no, he got hit, and just immediately walk back to respawn, and it's like then that sort of builds up, and then you get that effect of like where some people are like, he's not calling his hits, so then other people don't call their hits, and then it turns into this shitstorm, and it's like like if you're just like you put in an effort to signify that you're hit to the other player, no matter where what it is, it's like just makes the thing work better,
well, see, and that's what sucks about the internet and YouTube is everybody highlights the worst in airsoft because of the clickbait effect. I mean, of course, everybody's like, I don't care who you are, seeing somebody go ham on somebody about shooting them with a BB is funny, and we'll watch it. Yeah, it's entertaining, exactly.
But it puts the wrong thought in people's head.
Right. And so showing the good side of airsoft becomes such a small piece of what a lot of the guys out there are trying to do, but they don't get as blown up because of the algorithm, and all the views go to the other, and that guy gets buried, and that's just kind of the way it happens. It's hard, but I mean,
it would be that way.
It does be that way.
It'd be that way.
Hard to do that too, and like honestly, it's double-sided, because anytime I encounter something really stupid, I'm also kind of like in my head, I'm like, well, how do we get like, so let's say you don't like how people act, when they're flipping out and they're cringy as shit, whatever, screaming at each other. It's like, how do you change that, right? What's a good way to go about trying to change that from happening? Is it going up to that person and calling them a dumbass and yelling at them back? Probably not. Is it to maybe somehow show them how stupid they look?
Right.
Maybe. So I look at it as a way of like, and I can see this myself. Sometimes we do, as a person, like we do something and then we look and we're like, man, I look like a fucking idiot.
Right.
And so similar to that, like you see these like, cringy moments or airsofters freaking out and yelling, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, this is part of the game. Like, it happens, not all the time. Most players are pretty nice, but like, it's gonna happen if you go to these events or whatever. So it's like, how do you react to that? You know, and also maybe those people see that and they're like, damn, I look like an absolute dumbass. Like, so I feel like there's a reason for it too. So, people who are always like really angry at the clickbait and the rage, and yeah, trust me, it's cringy and blah blah blah, but some of it I feel like actually does have a better effect on the overall community in terms of like a little bit more self-awareness of like, I got to do a conversation with someone on Reddit the other day about it, like, so that they basically were like, Alfonse's channel is just clickbait garbage, he just all these cheater videos, and like, I'm literally like thinking, I'm like, I probably put the word cheater in my videos 2 or 3 times, and one of which was calling myself a cheater as a joke.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, in my opinion, I'm like, every video that I've made, I fully would stand behind and be like, no, I think these people are terrible for airsoft, and if you act like this, you're ruining airsoft. And I think that, I'm like, this shit happens every game I go to. If maybe not so much like I go to my local field and you play at your local field, yeah, sure. You're not gonna have the rage maybe every once in a blue moon, but like, I go to 20 events a year, and I'm like, I'm telling you, at every one of them, almost everyone, if it doesn't happen, it's like, wow, that was a great event. Something it's like, and I think it's more important to set a good example of how to react, I guess, or just be aware of it, so you're kind of like, oh, here we go.
See, and that's kind of how I feel like I am. Anytime we go to an event, I'm pretty much just like, there's an expectation that at some point in time, somebody's going to get butthurt and they're going to get all pissed, and then it's going to happen. And it's so funny that you say that, because I find myself pulling what I call an airsoft Alphonse, and I'm just like, airsoft, and walk away from it, because it's just dumb. It's funny. It's only happens in airsoft where we get so pissy about something. It's just airsoft, whatever. Fucking hilarious.
See, I have a tiered system in my head, right? Because I'm an asshole.
Right. Star Wars is not on that tier.
Walk up. Like, if you want to start beef, I'll be real nice about it. Like, dude, listen, whatever. And then I'll start kind of getting like that. Listen, dude, I don't want no beef. You don't want no beef. You may look like Alphonse, but I don't wear Abercrombie. I'll kick your ass. Okay? And then, and then if you still want to push that envelope and you want to be a little bitch, I will drop myself down to your level and we can go crazy.
I mean,
but that would take a lot for me to get there, and I've only got to that point twice, and that's probably all.
I mean, I'm like, hey man, everybody I feel like has been there at some point. And like, if it's something you want to do, go ahead and do it. I'm not by any means being like, taking the moral high ground here or some bullshit like that. Like, I'm just like, for me, it's like, I feel like I see a trend of a lot of people like throwing shade or talking shit about clickbait, being mad about clickbait. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I, as someone who was on the other side of it and is now like in the side of it, and now it's like, I'm not even really engaging in that sort of stuff. And I still get like, I might as well, because it's like, no matter what I do, people are just like, and so it's like, I kind of like,
what throws me off is, what's your version of clickbait asshole, right? Like, so if you look at a video, you're like, oh, that's clickbait. Does that mean that video interested you, but you don't want to watch it? So now it's clickbait,
right?
So did this?
Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes here, because I would consider clickbait something that's just dishonest. Like, I'd be like,
fair.
It shows something that's completely not in the video. And very misleading.
Or they took one glimpse of that video and they tried to say, oh, this airsoft cheater, but realistically in there was a joke about a cheater, and you're like,
airsoft gets physical.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like some random shit that they misconstrue.
That's his best clickbait he has ever done in his entire life. I mean, like, the fact that video has like 10 million views, I'm just like, I remember watching that before I even knew him, looking at that. I'm seeing it pop up in my newsfeed, and I was like, airsoft gets physical? Are they going to fight? And then it was like literally just normal airsoft gameplay and like 2 seconds of them like playing around, touching each other. I was like, I've been duped.
Yes.
It's the scam.
Yes.
You feel scammed.
Yes, that's when
You're
I
like,
feel
fuck.
clickbait. You're like, damn it! I
Yeah.
watched the whole video and it never came. The girls never came.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I feel like creating an attractive thumbnail and like, but analytics aside, like it's extremely important for how the video does. But also it's like sometimes they're just inherently ideas of like, you know, like for one of my most popular videos at one point was literally just like a picture of me sitting with my gun like this. And I was like trolling, and so I put in the thumbnail in parentheses toxic male behavior. You know what I mean? And like,
just because of that, 20 million views.
That's kind of troll. Like I know this, and like ironically, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like just trying to push the buttons at people, and like, ironically, there was like a bajillion people who didn't call hits in that video, but it was so bad that I was just like. But even then, I was like, the video was like the ultimate airsoft camping spot because I just camped behind a AC vent and just was shooting people, and they couldn't see where I was getting shot from. They're getting shot from, and people were just like, oh, you know what I mean? Yes. So it's like,
but we don't worry about the title anymore. No. We look at the picture, what's said in the picture, what goes on in the picture, and that decides if I watch your video or not. I agree.
That's kind of how
It's sad now, though, that it's become that way. Because like 13 years ago, you're like, oh, that's just a random picture from a part of the video, and you read the description of it before you watch it.
Right. Shit's changed, man. The YouTube scene is way different now. But it does bring up a good question. I know you were saying you still enjoy watching airsoft on YouTube and watching other people's content. Who are some of the people that you like to go and watch and keep up with? You don't have to say us because I know it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I pretty much watch everybody. Like, I could go specifically, like, everything from Silo to smaller YouTubers. Like, I try and provide constructive input to, like, if I see someone that I'm at an event with and they're like, I'm doing a YouTube, you know, I like, look at their video and try and leave a comment or whatever, you know, just to, like, it's what I would, you know, wish would happen to me.
Right. Know, someone to give you that advice.
Right.
You know.
Personally,
even like, just awesome video is cool. I mean, that's cool just to have even a comment of, you know, it does mean something to the video creator, whether it's something they put up serious or not. You know what I mean? It really does mean a lot whenever you comment on somebody's video. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I try, like I said, I try and just do what I would want to be done, you know. But personally, like when I'm watching, and when I spend so much time editing my own footage, it's like right off the gate, if a video has terrible audio, like it's like, I'm a head out. Like I just, for me, like production, I feel like if there was like, for example, I think Dutch the Hooligan probably has, in terms of production quality, probably the best. Quality. Like if you took away clickbait titles, you took away everything, and you just looked at the gameplay for what it is, I think it's the best quality in terms of audio, visual. Like he's spending 26 hours rendering and doing crazy shit where I'm just like, you know, that's it. But so like that, I feel like that's like production quality top, and then I would say there's some real good clickbait masters. Like Silo is just, he has mastered the art of, you know,
shout
also
out
looking
like
looking at it like from a perspective of also trying to get people that aren't airsofters to watch content. I feel like that's an important aspect that most people don't understand, is that on YouTube, I would say like 75% of people that watch airsoft YouTubers are not airsofters. Like you gotta think, how many airsofters are there in the world? A million?
Right.
Maybe more.
Well, see, and
even then, like,
you're right though too, because it has to be something that pulls people who don't know. Because like my guys, my buddies at work, bro, they were asking me, because they know I do a podcast, and they know it's about airsoft, but they don't really watch any airsoft at all. They kind of have seen a little bit of it on YouTube, but not much. And so I was like, oh yeah, they were asking me about it. They know we have guests, and they were asking me who we had. And I said, oh, we have AIRSOFT Alphonse. And one of the guys at work actually goes, is he that guy who wears a black beard? And I was like, yes, he is. And he's like, I've seen his videos. I've actually seen his. I was like, yeah, he's pretty cool, dude. He's got good stuff. But so like, you're right. Like, you have to kind of get those people who aren't looking specifically for airsoft, because that's also how you bring new people in without physically taking someone to the field with you.
Right.
And I think that's pretty much part of my, like, if I had a channel goal, you know, or some cringy motto or whatever, but like, it is to make my videos watchable so that my mom would fucking watch them. You know what I mean? Like, and I think Silo's an example of that, where as an airsoft, like, cause I am an airsofter, right? I am a nerdy airsofter. I will spend hours. I will watch long teching videos. Like, I do, you know what I mean? Like, I will watch what a normal person would be like, what the shit is this, you know? And I think the disconnect is like, you kind of notice the differences in the editing styles of like the fast, choppy, you know, only exciting moments. Like, that's tailored to like, think about it. Would you sit someone that doesn't play airsoft down next to you and be like, watch this video? And it's like, think in your head, like, what are they, like, when are they going to want to stop watching? What are they, you know what I mean? And like, you look at something like that and you're like, okay, this is probably more watchable versus just raw gameplay dump. Or, you know, I try and keep it to like, is not like chopped up as I possibly can, and like really only just cut out like the dead zones, or like pick, in my case, I just play so much that like I'll play for, you know, I'll come home with 14 hours worth of footage or whatever. And then it's like, I only post 2 videos, 15-minute long videos, you know, of like the best segments of the videos. And so it's like, you know what I mean? But that's what my goal is like, why would someone want to watch this? Right. You know, and if anyone was trying to make a video, I'd be like, well, what's your goal? Like, it should be like to get, like, make something entertaining that people enjoy watching. You know, I mean, like, every YouTuber out there that I know of, like, has their own shtick, and I think are really good at stuff. Like, even people that just do Instagram memes, like Tristan and Shark, man, like, that's their thing. That's what they're good at, and it's like, you know, I think every person does something really well, like, to a certain point where maybe, like, you know, they start dropping off and focus on selling products, and then it's like, you can clearly tell that they're not doing it anymore. But you at least, like, in that case, you got to respect like what they did. And I can honestly relate to that a little bit of being like, man, if I was just going to do this for 10 years, and then it's like, you kind of get sick of it. But, you know, like, I really liked watching House Gamers, Dayton. He's funny. Jet was always like the Milsim guy. He was like the YouTuber that would go to like different games and, you know, a more serious narrative on his videos. And you know, there's a bunch of smaller channels that, you know, you see popping up, and like, it seems to be like this, people lose the fire to continue posting videos almost before they make it big, I guess, or something. You know, have their big break, and I hate to see that, because I feel like I can relate to that so much, because I was like there several times.
Yeah, but everybody
gets
to that point.
I mean,
because I enjoyed it, I was able to, you know, fist through it.
Right. Well, see, and like, even with us, you know, like, before we were actually doing the podcast, and then we actually had a segment called the Fast Line, in which case it was just a video that we would make where we talked about airsoft gear and stuff like that. And I would do all the editing and get it up and upload it to YouTube, and I'd drop those every Wednesday. And dude, it just becomes a lot of work. Like, you got the podcast on Saturday, you're editing videos on Sunday, then you're getting everything set up so that way it can be uploaded on Wednesday, and somewhere in there you kind of lose the fun, you know? And so that's why our fast lines kind of disappeared, and the lives actually works out great, because all we have to do is what we're doing right now. And the moment we close this and we end this, it uploads itself to YouTube, and it makes everything so much easier. So it's way easier for us to continue to keep the fun of doing a podcast. Right. There's not so much behind the scenes work of it that it just makes it like fuck.
And it's introducing people like Alphonse,
right?
Going Dark. Anybody we've had
right.
can just have such its own natural experience without having to sit down, write a fucking script. Because I will literally never come and sit in this chair again if you looked at me and said, we're gonna spend hours making this. I'll be like, I'm gone, dude.
I don't expect you to know how to read, so that's
I
fine.
don't. So this is what keeps it genuine.
But no, I mean, I feel like you have done a really good job of kind of having that healthy balance where people who aren't into airsoft can actually enjoy it. Because I watch a lot of most of the time when I'm watching YouTube, it's generally in my living room on my fucking TV. I'm sitting on my couch and that's where I watch it.
Xbox.
Right.
Yeah, I'm laying down,
exactly.
Xbox on.
And when I turn on YouTube, I mean, I have the people that I generally go through and see if they've got any new videos. And out of everybody, actually, my wife does not mind watching your YouTube videos.
Which is weird. Shut everybody else down.
Oh man, we got him worked up. He's sweating.
I know.
He was nervous. But, no, yeah, she actually really enjoys watching your videos because I don't know, it's something like the humor. You don't take it so serious, or what it is for her. I'll have to ask her and let you know. But she actually really enjoys your videos over everybody else's, and so to me that says something, especially when you're talking about like wanting to be able to hit that middle ground of somebody who knows about airsoft and doesn't really know about airsoft, because she had no fucking idea until we started doing the podcast, versus me and Nasty been playing for like 16 years. So, so.
No, I mean, that's awesome. That's literally like, I mean, that's my whole thing is like, I am a super nerdy airsofter and like, I've been doing it for 15 years, like you guys. But it's like, I am aware of the fact that because I'm involved in maybe so many other things outside of the airsoft world, like, playing sports, doing the shitty Abercrombie thing, like me, I'm on like all these weird ass communities. Like if you were like to make a Venn diagram of like my communities, it's like, I'm literally all over the board, and like, college football locker room on one part, Abercrombie and Fitch on the other. Like those two in itself just are like two different worlds. And, working construction, going to engineering school, like just random hodgepodge of things. And it's like, that experience sort of has shown me, I guess, if you will, if anything, it's like, like how to relate to people, differently. Like everyone is not the same. They don't just like airsofters are a different breed of people. I am convinced, like we are a different species. Like
we come from a whole ass
an airsoft.
Like, some weird extra chromosome in there, some shit. Something's ruined. That's what happened. I don't know, but no, well, man.
Like, we like we'll watch like raw gameplay dumps, on video of shitty headcam footage and be like, this of our favorite gun, and be like, oh, this is sick.
Right.
Whereas like a normal would be like, what is this shit? So I guess that's like my whole thing is like to bring airsoft into a normal lens so that people who are normal people, I get that sounds weird, but like,
no, it's true.
Watch it because I just wanted people to know more about my hobby, and I felt like I had to be the middle man, I guess.
And that's awesome because people like my mom, right, can and does sometimes have an issue with like watching KWA fight night because of so much going on.
It can be hard to follow.
But now because of tonight, I know you're gonna have a new viewer every video.
Yep.
I know you're gonna have a new subscriber, so be ready for that.
Shout out Task Force Podcast, Mom.
Yeah, the best. But like for people like her, I know your content would make more sense.
Right.
Because hauling my fat ass out to a field and me trying to explain what 9 hours of airsoft was to her.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be able to sit and watch your videos, she can have an awesome understanding of more of what people go through.
Right.
I feel like some people don't get that difference too, or maybe they actually, if anything, what I've learned is more people just kind of seem to be upset about a very small minor portion of people. Like, I feel like, because I am in the comment section and I'm in the anals of Reddit. Like, I'm not living in the clouds. Like I'm still normal airsoft, person. Like I peruse an airsoft circle jerk every time, checking for new posts. And it just seems like a lot of people get sometimes, not a lot, but some people get upset about this disconnect between like reality versus YouTube reality. And it's kind of like, this sort of like, oh no, this is all just fake, or it's all just the only show the good stuff. And like we were talking about, it's just when you break it down, it's like, it's just not like there's just certain parts of airsoft that like are just not interesting to people.
Right. Do you want to watch me walk 7 miles? Right. No, you fucking don't. Like
I feel bad sometimes, so I try. Like in my head, trust me, I'm literally I don't think my videos are that great. I'm like I can always be better. Like for example, last video I posted, for whatever reason, it just my breathing was the entire video. Like I spent so much time on my audio to hear, but like for that particular day, for some reason, I was just dead. Like I was sucking wind like crazy. I normally always wear my vest with, I wear both my little 4 plates in it, and like I got my tanks or whatever I have in it. So it's usually like 30 pounds, and that damn Barrett and sprinting upstairs, and then it's like the microphone is right here.
Yeah.
And it's like run up 7 flights of stairs while wearing a 30-pound vest and carrying a 20-pound gun, and then try to not breathe with a microphone right there.
Yes. That's real death.
It becomes this inner battle of like trying not to breathe so I don't sound heavy breathing on the mic, and also not passing out from.
So we got to play this real life role first,
No, it's literally, I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I'm breathing heavy. No. And I'm like getting lightheaded. Damn it, not smart.
Try not to breathe heavy.
Like I'm always trying to make my videos better, and part of that is also like trying to show a realistic expectation and not fall into the trap of like, I feel like if anything, a negative that I've sort of kind of picked up is like, when you sit there and you study the analytics and you study, you watch other people's videos and you see what's working, and like there's all these, flashy things, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do? And most people, it's like if you do anything, you're like, you want your results to be good, and on YouTube it's measured by views and whatever. So it's like if anything, it sort of forces like a funnel of the type of content that you post, right? So it's like only exciting, only this, and it's like I'm really trying, like this year specifically, I'm really going to try and do not just that. Like I'm going to try and branch out and do more stuff. Like the next video I'm going to post is probably my PCAM video, and I've been like talking about, there's things I've been talking about doing forever, like talking about my air setup, or just talking about the loadout, in the video, as opposed to just throwing up some gameplay of me full autoing rental players. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to try and include, and like, it's like every week I'm like, I'll do this, this, and this. And then it's like, next thing you know, it's Thursday, and I'm like, fuck, still have the video not even like halfway done. So I'm going to try, and my goal is to like incorporate more stuff that essentially like is not just about the flash. Like I just know if I uploaded a video about air setup, it's not going to be a million view video.
Right. You'd be surprised how many people would actually enjoy it, though, and the people who were thinking about getting into an air setup that watch your videos would thanks Swerve would be excited to be able to see that and kind of decide what they want to do with it based upon what you're saying, like that you do. I know it's weird to think about because you're like, oh well, I mean my setup's probably not the best setup that there could be. But to somebody else, like your setup is fucking outstanding. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's a side of it that a lot of people would kill to see, actually. And you probably would gain a lot of extra people because of showing off stuff like that.
And when people look up to a certain YouTuber in any way, they would take your advice over their own fucking parents.
Yeah.
Or anybody else they trust. So if Alphonse comes, this is a $60,000 kit, guess what's going to happen? That motherfucker going to go buy that because of you, you know?
A1 JPC and $1,600 LMG, that belt moves.
Exactly. I'm in it. I like it. Alphonse liked it. I like it. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
I get it, because it's like I'm the same way. I watch people and I'm like, oh damn, that's fucking sick. Like I need that, But I do put a lot of thought into that too, of like I'm aware of like that's going on. And so I think if anything, something that always would piss me off is most like all the bullshit sponsored content.
Yeah.
Specifically to Airsoft. Like if I would see an influencer doing an ad, like I did an ad for Raid Shadow Legends, like clearly people know that like this is like a
which a weird time actually to bring up that this video is also sponsored by Raid.
That's false. It's not. We're not. No, that's a lie.
Raid told us that hey, Alphonse is gonna be on. We need him to rerun this. Can you do that for us?
No, dude. The like companies like that. We could go off on a whole tangent about this of like for app companies shelling out thousands of dollars for those. You know what I mean? Like huge. Versus like Airsoft sponsors, which are very cheap and like play this sort of mentality of like, oh, there's no money to be made, you know, and like event promoters that are making $60,000 to $100,000 in one weekend, being like, oh, you know, we're just doing it for the love of the game, and I'm just like, bro, fuck off. Like,
right. Like, I mean, there's no shame in making money in Airsoft. Like, there is no shame in it. If you have the business capability of being able to bring that side of it to the table and run events or sell product or whatever, that's fucking great, dude, because a lot of people out there can't. So you got something that they don't. But yeah, I'm hard with you when they're like, well, you know, there's just no extra there. Like, we're barely taking any meat off the bone. Like, I mean, I'm not dumb. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
you
know
made
what,
yours.
I know what
you
I paid.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, fuck out of here, cuz.
and if anything, my point was just that I try to not do sponsored Airsoft stuff because like what I've learned is there's this whole shitstorm of bullshit and politics and stuff behind the scenes of people like, oh, you made a post with this person's company, and oh, why don't you do that with me? And it's like, well, because you don't ask me to do anything. You never reached, you know what I mean? Or like this person's offering me money, and like I genuinely think their product's pretty good, and like you just want me to, you know, work, you know, make videos for not like, you know what I mean? It's like, if it's something that I love and I'm already like, if someone's like, Alphonse, do you want a free engine from Polar Star? I'm like, you're goddamn right, I do. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you know, M4, you know, that I'm like, I'd rather just like throw it in the water and not you know what I mean? But it's like, I as a viewer, it pissed me off seeing all the bullshit reviews, or like you can tell when someone's getting paid to talk about a product, and I'm just like what, like the best, like what's the best Airsoft option? Or like, you know, if someone gives you an immediate answer, they're full of shit, because like there's so many options, and the quality control in Airsoft is so shit that like you could, like, for example, it's like, oh, how do you what's the best upgrade? And I'm usually like, well, upgrade your hop up. And they're like, well, what bucking? And I'm like, well, buy multiple ones and see which one works for you, because sometimes this one and sometimes like there's not, and like with the HPA stuff, it's not really profitable. You know what I mean? In terms of like, Polar Star is already making their money on the engine, but it's already so you're not, like, if you're going to sell custom built HPA LMGs, there's not that much money to be made if you jack the price. You know what I mean? Like you're going to jack the price up to make money. And so it's like, it's not worth it when I could just sell my shitty Lancer tactical guns here with, you know, 40% margins on it, which is pretty good, or, you know, whatever. It's like, you see what people are saying, and it's like, it's because there's a lot of ulterior factors coming into that, versus like, hey, this gun didn't, like, I want to do more content where I just like, not shit on things, but like, just
but are truthful, real honest truth.
Like, if it sucks, it fucking sucks. Like,
no, that's fair. I think the Airsoft community needs more of that, because fucking YouTube, dude, you're right. Like, every free gun is the best gun that has ever been received. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm just like, bro. So I honestly, and I've learned that, like, I understand why all the content creators are doing it. And like, when you put yourself in their shoes, and you never know what's like, if someone's real tight for money or whatever, but it's like, you know, I'm almost like, I just don't even want to be involved in any of that, and stay like a independent free person, and then like I can say whatever the fuck I want. And I feel like maybe some of my channel success has been part of that because I feel like an advice to any like people up and coming would be to like stay away from airsoft sponsors. Right. Because most airsoft companies use the shit out of you. And then also what you don't realize is you're handcuffing yourself.
Yeah. Right.
Like, instead of using HPA LMG every game, all of a sudden now I gotta use this gun that like I don't even really enjoy doing, and that sort of snowballs into like now you're not having fun. And then the videos, you know what I mean? It's like, but if you're just going out every day doing exactly what you want to do, you're just. I feel like that's why I've lasted.
This shit comes easy.
Like, people need to be careful.
Yeah.
Sign this contract, $2,000 a month, and we give you free shit. Woo! I'm all over that. But like you said, you've done just balled and chained yourself.
Right.
Like that's forever now. That's for 5, 10, 2, 3 years.
I feel like, and there's other things too, and specifically like with me, like there's been 2 or 3 distinct moments in the past 3 years where I've been like, this is not becoming fun. And like I had one of those moments at the beginning of this year, specifically like after I went to a few different games, like couple Third Coast games and a Doomsday Airsoft game, and like it just like all this extra shit that happens, and like dealing with like the year before it was like dealing with the BB sponsor, and it just became like this. Oh well, if you use my BBs, like you can't use this person's product and this and this and that. And I'm like, you're not paying me.
Yeah, so you can't tell me what to do.
I'll just go buy my own BBs. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, what if somebody offered you a sponsorship for a free brand new beard every time you went to go play? That way, it always looked fresh.
I need a short sponsor, or like
yeah.
I have like a Manscaped ad I'm gonna do in a Ridge wallets.
There you go.
I mean, it's not airsoft.
Can we get the NSFW of that Manscaped?
Right. We need a product preview of the Manscaped products.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need that.
This is my short preview. They have optimal breathability.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome,
dude.
They make my cheeks.
I'm gonna tell you right now though, this Manscaped one sounds like prime meme material, and with that being said,
we gotta
Tristan is a god tier member of our patrons, and in which case that means that Tristan can get dragged into the show and can ask a question to our guest. And he has been patiently waiting in our waiting room, so I'm going to drag Tristan in here. I know you know Tristan, so...
There he is, the salute.
Here we go. I got to fix these cameras, but then we're going to be...
now that he's been waiting for an hour and a half, he's not going to show
Tristan's
up.
Now Tristan's
okay,
show up.
dude.
Is that what's happening here?
You're a fucking loser, dude.
We got 15 cameras. I'm sorry, you guys. I got to fix all these cameras.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the cameras up so that way everybody can see everybody.
Usually you can normally hit a button for that.
You would think that you could possibly hit a button for that.
Hey, if someone has Tristan's phone number or something, tell him to hurry up because he's got like 2 more seconds.
Yeah.
I played the Army theme song. I don't know if you heard it, but
barely. But I understood what it was.
Yes,
and it was good.
It was good. Well, I mean, we'll continue the conversation. We'll wait for Tristan to even get in here.
Real quick though, shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to tonight's subscribers, tier 1s. Shout out to the massive fucking whatever it's called that Larry came out on top with the gifted subs. Shout out Larry. Shout out Meme Team. Shout out everybody that jumped in today to see us.
Seriously though.
And meet Alphonse, the man himself.
Meme Team 6, man. There's some really good dudes.
There's some solid motherfuckers, dude.
Goddamn heroes out there doing the Lord's work.
He's like, I have no idea who these fuckers are, but yeah.
I think actually they've played with you, and it was at the Bushy Mountain game that happened not too long ago. So
never forget Brushy Mountain, baby.
Yeah, Brushy Mountain. I mean, but cool dudes, man. They sent us over a bottle of Brushy Mountain moonshine, which
and it was
really
amazing.
Fucking good.
Yep.
Yeah. So Here we go. We got Tristan back in here again. We'll give it a go.
Let's go, Tristan. Come on.
See if we can.
Yeah, when's the Airsoft Pro League coming out?
Yeah.
Turns out it's hard to edit Airsoft gameplay footage. Wow.
It is, especially with fucking 4K cameras. Yeah.
That's my thought when I see that whole situation. I'm just like, he thought he's just gonna edit all that footage together and make like just masterful TV quality content. I'm like, good luck. That's hard.
You're a lie.
Right. I know. I when they said it was just gonna be one person, I was like,
rip that guy's life.
Yeah. Right,
literally,
exactly.
that guy probably
that
quit.
Guy's fucking life. Dude.
So, fuck him.
I mean, I don't know. Tristan's having some hard times here. See if we can keep trying to get him in here.
Well, I don't know. After the 7 shitty memes he posted of Alphonse on the Task Force podcast, I could see why his shit doesn't work.
Tristan, there we go. There we go.
There he is.
Yeah, whatever.
Tristan, you sound like you are in a fishbowl. Gargly as fuck. No, your mic's fucked.
No, it's honest.
I know we keep telling you your mic is terrible. You've got to get a new mic.
Ask the Airsoft
Something,
Pro League.
motherfucker.
Yeah, ask the Pro League for some help there, Tristan.
Tell the Pro League you need some of their leftover stuff that they bought.
Let me see. How about now?
No, it's still terrible.
Still pretty gargly.
This mic has been brought to you by LMGs.
Yeah. Get me, man.
Oh, man.
The meme lord is getting memed by Alphonse himself.
You got me like Chris is a great.
Oh my god.
Man.
This is a live meme session. What?
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. If it wasn't shitty quality, it wouldn't be an Airsoft.
That's right. Bro, the show already was going too smooth, right?
Right.
Okay,
so
every time we
wrong.
start, normally every time we start, either like there's it's a blacked out screen and I'm like, God damn it, or something. But we've had no issues this episode, so now we get Tristan on and we can barely not hear him.
Right.
I'm gonna fuck it up. Let's do it.
Get your dog. He'll
Tristan's
fix it.
like, things are out of whack. Let me go ahead and bring it back to normal.
We need grenade launcher.
How about now?
Nope.
Nah.
I mean,
now.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. We're live.
Finally.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Tristan.
Hey, Alphonse, remember that time when I was at SHOT Show and you were with Red Wolf Tim?
yeah, and I was finger fucking the MG34.
I asked him, like,
I remember,
spell
aluminum.
Aluminium. Bro, this is actually how I remember how to spell aluminum is aluminium.
Yeah, SHOT Show was weird. But yeah, that was pretty good. I think that was the first time I ever saw your face, to be honest. And now you see my face, I see your face a second time.
I'm hoping that SHOT Show will make a comeback and that the task force can show up. I think it would be really cool to actually get to meet everybody in person and possibly drink with them until we cannot stand straight, because I mean that's a fun time generally.
Yeah.
I fall asleep in front yards or front of hotels.
Yeah.
So wherever that is, just leave me be. I'll be fine.
This is pretty accurate.
This is
So then we get to take a picture of you in like the Las Vegas Strip, all drunk and throw up and everything.
See, so this is what we need to make happen, because we are just trying to provide you epic meme material.
Right.
I already memed them already. How many freaking times? I just memed them a few minutes
I
ago.
don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Alphonse, did you peep the memes of you?
Oh, I do. I reshare every single one. I try to, unless I miss it.
The one that literally happened 13 minutes ago on Discord? Okay.
Where's your phone, dude?
Slacker.
Where's your phone?
Animal Crossing.
Since we started.
Who would win? Airsoft Alphonse with the LMG or Airsoft what's that? Astolfo?
It's a trap on an anime.
Airsoft anime.
Remember that time you were saying like Alfonso and Alphonse and all that stuff?
Oh, okay.
I got it out of that one.
And then Abercrombie and Fitch picture, that was quality. I like that one.
Oh,
yeah. I want to see them.
And how's that Shih Tzu? I just like did the Animal Crossing with the Shih Tzu with his Russian gear. It's like, yeah, this is Animal Crossing. Super yeah.
That is fucking absolutely.
That is funny.
I mean, Tristan did put in the chat somewhere, somewhere in there that he was like, "Hey, can you? Do you still have that Shrek meme?"
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Tristan.
Yes.
I have Shrek.
I don't remember if we.
Well, you want me to read it to you?
We didn't. We didn't read that one. We read.
Read on the podcast.
I don't remember.
You want
Did
me
we
to read
read
it?
the one? Did we read the one for Alphonse?
The one that's like Alphonse's love. Alphonse's life.
Oh yes, we did read that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I was in a public place. Like I can't remember where I was, but I like played it on loud, and then all of a sudden everyone just like was like, and I was like,
never mind.
It's weird that Alphonse has heard me read this because I read it, and I'm pretty sure that Tristan clipped it or did something with it. He had to have. I read it.
Is it this?
Yeah, probably.
You read that? Wow.
Yeah, Alphonse's love. Alphonse.
I was only 20 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a real script. We're gonna get FL Studios open. And we're gonna do this back and forth reading it. It's gonna be lit.
We could do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it right.
Make a.
You might as well do it
recording
live. See what he says.
Yeah, you want me
honestly,
to
I want to go live more and do more stuff like that. I want to start like streaming and just more ways of like shit posting with like,
yeah, bro.
my friends. But like, I just haven't like been like, all right, let's do it. Took the first step. But
Coming to New York anytime soon.
I don't know. I kind of
Say
want to stay
no.
away.
It's not a trap. It's not a trap.
It's
Not a trap.
there was a game. I can't remember which
East
one.
Coast Open.
Is it the Lion Claw one? In the
No. Yeah.
thing I saw.
No.
Operation Lion Claws, brother. There's a
I
game.
don't know anything about that part.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in New York, and it's in September. So maybe then, yeah,
Hit me up. I'll meme you all the way.
you'll be the first person.
He's gonna be your camera guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, I'll be your camera guy. I've done many videos. You've seen my bullshit work and my real work.
Top notch. Top notch.
It is actually
My
pretty
bullshit
fucking
and
terrible.
my real work.
So,
I mean,
Yes.
I'm not striving for like for top production quality here.
oh, then that's your dude.
I just make the clips work.
This guy right here is your man. So, like,
I just make the clips work.
yeah.
No,
With Overwatch practice, I just made the clips work. It was
That's
a paid job.
been one of my problems lately is that I recently had a falling out with my friend that was helping me most of the time with my like video stuff.
Damn.
Like I would just go for everything and bring him with me and whatever. But it was just some things happened. Girls were involved. He just was a
Fucking
shitty
girls.
friend, leaking personal information, and I just was like,
That's
I didn't really do anything about it. I was just like, I just don't want to like.
Dry.
I mean,
Hey, if you need
I already figured that 75% of the airsoft community just assumed that you had a hog, but
the girls weren't calling their hits. That's goddamn. I love it, dude.
Damn.
Or just I don't want to hang around someone that I can't trust, and I feel
Facts.
like it. I started to become aware that when I like hang out with people, who I hang out with reflects upon me, and that I can be judged or held accountable to who I am around.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that's fair, and I think it's stupid. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm my own person and responsible for my own shit, but it's like you
No,
can't
that's
like that aspect.
that's totally real. That's
Right.
real. That's why my circle is literally like 4 people.
yeah.
You know, like
That's your whole situation, though.
thought
Still have
facts. You should have. Yeah.
Yes, we have
Remember
this patch.
when you put that on the video with your airsoft battle royale with the ATV?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the upgraded one.
Backpack, yeah.
But like,
Go ahead.
it's hard to trust people, man. Like, obviously, me, I have no issue with you.
Right.
I know I would never.
Well, now after like 18 years,
Yeah.
or 17 years of
Yeah.
friendship, I feel like now if you like fucked me, I just would like cut your brake line
literally or figurative?
Like, if it was literally, I think I would be more like, hey, man, you could have just asked.
Yeah, it's you
could have just asked, and it probably would have been fine. But like if you were to fuck me, like I would just cut your brake line. But realistically, also at the same time, knowing you, I wouldn't cut your brake line because I would just be doing you a favor.
Right.
So it doesn't work.
Like, I don't fucking. But no, I don't know, man. It's hard to trust, right? I've grew up with dudes from baby to like 18 that I had to look dead in his face and tell him to go fuck off. Mm-hmm. You know, like, we can't do this, and it's sad. And I did see it, meme team on Discord, broke back podcast. Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah. Listen. That video.
Remember that time I did the broke back Alphonse one, the Magged Up Mountain.
Yeah, I laughed so hard at that broke back meme you made. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But
glad you liked it.
That was great. I was gonna try and make something like that for a YouTube video, or like it's a whole skit with the love. And
hit me up.
He's like, please hit me up.
Yeah, great collab right now.
Bro, if you need a couple naked dudes, we're all pretty much in. Meme team's on it too. So
I mean, I'm super fat, so I'll fill the frame.
I could try to make something out of you, Alphonse.
Oh man,
it's just going to be a one-man show.
Take this man out of Discord. He gone. Like, anyway.
No.
What do you think?
Oh man, I
don't know. Follow his Instagram. Yes. We don't need us to tell you because you probably already do.
Yes.
2, follow his YouTube. 3, pressure this man to start doing lives because I would watch them.
Dude, Alphonse doing lives, it needs to happen. I don't give a shit if it's you like doing random like teching on your gun. If it's you doing the work on your gun, like hooking it up to where the box is feeding off of the trigger, so that way anytime you pull the trigger, it feeds the box. Like, I would love to watch that process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Are you kidding me?
Do it live, and you don't have to worry about all the editing and bullshit. You just set your camera up, and it is what it is. You get what you get, and that's it.
And the best part is you can move the camera around, and because people are like, I don't know if anybody knows Linus Tech Tips, biggest computer nerd, right?
Yeah.
When he does his live computer builds, I'll watch that 4-hour session. It's awesome.
I really have no excuse other than I'm just making excuses. I mean,
let's just say it this way: if it's forced, it's not going to be well.
Right. But if you come home one day and you're like, damn, I can knock this out, click go live.
Just do it. It's spontaneous.
The thing is, it's like I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. I'm just doing what I normally do. I would just be like recording.
And people go gaga over
that's
because
fair.
You have the thickest thighs and the thickest lips ever.
I just don't. There's a lot of love in here today, and it's wild.
That's the Botox sponsorship talking.
Hey, Kylie Jenner, man. Airsoft Kylie Jenner coming soon.
Hashtag Airsoft Kylie Jenner. I would pay big money to see this. I bet he could make it happen.
I mean, probably.
I mean, if you could do that Kim Kardashian pose with the butt all out and with the scuba thing, I'd pay money for that.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans for more.
If you could somehow bend your back like that and stick it out, and then you just have like the BBs up and like that, I'd pay money for that.
BB shower, just like
bro. Sit down in the chair, lean back, pull the bucket.
Definitely need some antiperspirant.
Yeah, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. My AC needs to be turned on.
I'm literally so uncomfortable with my this is turning me on.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Everyone wants a body like Alphonse, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, dude, I like my ice cream and Twinkies way too much to care to have a body like Alphonse.
And cigarettes.
I am a fat piece of shit. Let me tell you.
That's false. Compared to 3 of us.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. I
put myself to obnoxiously work out like multiple times a day, although I would be fat as fucking shit. Like,
I think I have 2 of you in me. because like I mean like I'm a big fucking dude. Like
I was 265 when I played football.
I was 265, bro. I was 265 when I was 18.
I went from 155 to 265. 155 was average.
That's muscle.
There was a lot of muscle, but there was because like football coaches were like sitting down in their offices. They were like, well, you know, we see you at 300 pounds, Alphonse, and I'm
what
sitting
the
there thinking,
fuck?
Of God, like I would die at 300 pounds, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
it's not like you're some antibiotic, steroid-fed chicken that's in for you. At least, damn.
That's when I stopped playing football.
Boy, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really not that hard to achieve 300 pounds.
Because we're creeping.
I mean, I'm there and gone, okay? It was not that hard. It requires a lot of dedication to my couch and also food when I want it, just whenever. And sometimes when I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Carhartt, your big and tall section. I'll do your pictures. Because being big and thick.
Right.
Thick and
thick.
Not in the pants. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm done. My brain has turned off.
But
it's the cigarettes.
No, man.
I need one.
I mean, we've been at this probably about an hour and 45 minutes now, pretty close. So
do my laundry.
Later, Tristan.
Video editing or whatever bull crap. Let me know. All right. I've memed you already. I could get serious.
It was an honor, sir. I will hit you up.
See ya.
Later.
All right.
Once again, man, thank you for coming on our little man show and showing us some love, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. No, for sure. Like,
make sure you do a good thumbnail and like so that it'll get more views like after the live stream, you know, because I see you guys just upload them with the thumb, you know.
Right.
As long as you got a good thumbnail, like, dude, the thumbnail matters so much. It's so sad. I hate making thumbnails. Like, literally, my favorite thing is in the world. It's making thumbnails because it's just like, you know, I'm sitting there, you're making them, and you're just like, oh, God. Unless it's like my favorite thing is to make a shitpost thumbnail. Like, if I know it's just like me, like for my PKM one, I'm thinking about something with the 3-hole and me just being like, you know, some real stupid shit.
Right.
That I'm excited about, but like, I see the analytics and how the thumbnail is like, it's so important. Like,
well, the hard part is on our end is if the thumbnail gets you to click, unless you were looking specifically for people just sitting and talking, man, did we fucking dupe you? You know what I mean? Because I could definitely put some good stuff in there, but
click through rate, like, so the percentage of the video is clicked on is a huge factor in why YouTube recommends it. So like, it doesn't matter what the fuck is in the apparently this is what's sad is like, and I've learned this is like, it doesn't matter what's in the fucking video. Sometimes, like, literally, if the thumbnail and topic are interesting, YouTube will push it.
Yeah.
And like airsofters will watch some of it, but like, the sad reality is like, if you're getting people to click on it, YouTube like sees that, and then it expands its recommendation pool. And so
that's true. All it takes is the click.
Well, I don't know. I put together.
They don't see the content, so it doesn't matter if the content's good or not. You know, it's like if it is good, and you don't have like a good thumbnail, no one's gonna see it. Now, eventually, I think with me, I got lucky. It was like I started putting out good airsoft gameplays. My thumbnails weren't that flashy, but it was like just the other parts of the analytics like slowly brought me up. But if I could get my clickbait game up, man, I would have 1 million subs already easy. Like,
I feel that.
Well,
it sucks, but like, I just need to get better. I need to make better thumbnails.
But the shitty part is knowing it's bad and having to do that bad thing to progress your agenda.
Right.
Well, it's not even my agenda. It's just I need to figure out. I just need to practice more and
progress with it.
Right.
Just get the hang of it and make it so it's easier on myself and like, you know, just I kind of already have like a good shtick. Like, I study thumbnails all the time. Like, I'm just looking at, you just look on like trending or look at like YouTube, any YouTube videos. Like, look at what's getting clicked on, and you're like, okay, why is this getting clicked on? And it's just like, is this catching my eye? like, yeah, if you look at my thumbnails right now, like, you can see it's gone through like an evolution.
Right.
Of it just seems like, why would you want to click on that? And does that video make you interested in clicking on it? And
right
at the beginning, real bad, but like the one with the high school, I'm like, I can't figure out what to fucking do. Mark 18 when I'm like, haha, Mark 18, go easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
realistically, I think they honestly, they all kind of have their own catch a little bit to them, and they all have their own kind of interesting bit. But you're right, it's always ever changing constantly with thumbnails, because what actually grabs the eye and makes someone want to click on it, it's constantly changing, constantly. And even with movies and shit, you see them with that same issue.
Look at popular uploads right there. Like, go to popular uploads, you can just see the trend there. Like, they all have fucking red arrows, and they're like, it's a depth thing where there's like a lot of depth in the picture going on. And like, you got to think, like, you can't just sit there and be like, okay, so in desktop, what am I looking at? You know, you got to be like, I'm on mobile, and like it shrinks. So I like sit there and I'll look at the thumbnail on mobile, and I'll also go on my TV and I'll look at it and I'll test it and I'll be like, does that catch my eye? Like, is this too cringy? You know, is this not enough? Is it, like, I put a lot of thought into it, but it's just, I need to get better at it. But
I don't know, man. That's pretty a lot more than I do. So, and but that's not my world. I don't care to do this stuff.
I'm the one who normally does it. Normally I just, honestly, you want to know when I make a thumbnail? When I'm sitting there, when we drag someone in before the show starts in the first 15 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I'm talking with them and we're getting to know each other a little bit, and Nasty's talking to him, and I'm fucking making a thumbnail. That's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm making a thumbnail, cropping the images and all that shit that has to be done to be able to get the video set up. And I listen to your audio. And I make it real quick, and then I'm like, seems fancy to me, and then I move on with it. So, but I mean, if you guys aren't following him, by the way, or subscribe to him on YouTube,
dude, there's no way. But
400,000, 600,000 to go, which realistically,
that's not hard.
I mean, that's really not bad.
That's not hard. Well, for me saying that, but
no, I mean, if I get my shit together and I post every week, YouTube's about consistency too. The algorithm is brutal. Like, there's be sometimes where I'll be getting hundreds of thousands of views a day, and then it's like you don't post for 2 weeks, and then it's like, banished,
straight back down.
Yeah.
It's,
hey, Big Iron, I promise that won't help, buddy. I appreciate that.
The other thing too is, like, make sure you're liking videos. Like, if you're watching an AIRSOFT Alphonse video, hit that like button if you really actually enjoy it.
Then be like, guys, if you like the video, make sure.
Right.
I would rather die. I hate that shit, but it is so important, and it's so sad that is such an important factor. And you see channels like, for example, Brandon Herrera's channel has blown up this past year. I don't know if you follow him. Gun memes.
AK guy, man.
Yeah, AK guy. But like, I think a huge part of that is that he's got an audience and he does a really good job of saying stupid shit and being like the video. And like, you always look at the amount of likes, and like, it's a gauge. Like, it's like, if this is getting likes, it's getting throttled, and he's killing it on views, which is crazy. You know, for what the content is, it's not like he's spending years making it. You know, Like, my dumbass is spending like 60 hours editing a gameplay video. Other people are just like, I'm gonna talk to the screen and, you know, put a good thumbnail on there, and we got ourselves 300,000 views in a day. It's like,
no shit.
Right, exactly. And I'm the same way. We don't like to we don't like to be like, oh, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, because dude, it's just so,
I hate that shit.
Oh, it just
we're old school thinking,
bro. If you like it, you'll like it. If you don't, you don't. If you watch it, great. If you don't like it, whatever. I don't fucking care.
I agree.
It's awesome.
And I meant, like, if you don't like my shit, like, okay, like, I don't even like some of my shit sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Right.
I definitely don't think I'm like the funniest person alive. I'm just like, whatever. But no, yeah, it's super important to have that activity. The YouTube gods demand it, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is.
At least they don't require sacrifices.
Truth.
Outside of personal sacrifice.
I don't know. They might actually at some point.
Hey, if you want some blood to get me a couple million subscribers, here, dude.
The thing that drives me nuts, it's like, the more I learn, the more I'm like, fuck. Like, I have a friend, I won't name him, but he posts one video a week, and he's got about 1 million subscribers, and he's making around 60,000 a month just in ad revenue.
Right.
Just ad revenue, and he's got tons of sponsors, and most sponsors for views are like between 5 and 8K for a minute shout out, usually, maybe more, depending on what you negotiate for yourself. So like, do the math.
Right. Jesus.
And it's just one shitty ass video a fucking week. Like, you know what I mean? That's totally doable. And he's making,
bro, I'm gonna put in 52 weeks this year at my job, and I'm not gonna make 60 grand. So that's pretty fucking impressive. You know what I mean?
And that's just like, that's totally achievable. In my world of like, I'm looking when I'm out, and I'm like, I just need to be more consistent. And anyone, if you hit the numbers and you grow and you get like, that's what it is. It can be that big, no problem. And it could be more than that. Like, imagine if you use a channel that's posting like for example, the views he gets. Like, I usually look at his videos and they'll get around 300,000 views after a week. Some are higher, some are a little lower. But it's not like 1 million views a day. But just imagine someone that's posting like for right now, Brandon Herrera posting like 3 videos a week, and they're all getting 300,000+. So times that number by 3 per month, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
For just what shitty video, that's where things start changing, and it's like, now you're changing people's lives. It's like,
no shit.
Being broke, and my dad, like for me, like having to take care of my dad, like I could buy my dad a house, not have him have to work anymore. Like that's changing. So it's like, that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm like, it seems stupid to some people where they're just like, you just make cringy airsoft videos. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, I can do what I love and somehow make exponentially more than I would with my engineering degree. Like,
Yes. Well, see, and that's what's crazy to me is that people freak out about that type of thinking. And you're like, why? I hope you try to do the same thing. I really do. Like, if you're putting in time and effort and whatnot to be able to get to a point where you're making money off of YouTube and making money from doing ads and whatnot, like, I don't ever view it as a sellout. I always view it as like, dude, good for him, because that money he made might have saved him the time from actual work that he would have had to do to make up for it, to turn around and put back into that video. And then he has more content, like, really, and that's so true, but people don't view it like that. I don't know why. It's like everybody thinks that in the airsoft world, everything should be free.
No, nothing. Literally nothing in life is free.
Facts. But your own life is not free. So like,
literally, no. My whole goal this year is now that this COVID shit's getting behind us, I'm getting real sick of going to American events, like U.S. milsim event companies. Like, the event hosts are just pissing me off. It's just dealing with bullshit. I'm just like, nah, no thanks.
Right.
Start traveling internationally. Cool. I have so many people that I've met. Like, only 23% of my viewership is the U.S. Think about that. That's fucking crazy.
Well,
so I'm just gonna try. It's incredibly wild to even just think about. You're like, so I'm gonna try and scale out the operations to like go and so and like make a video out of that, and that's like the truth. And so as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I can easily make that happen. And then same thing, and like share my experience of airsoft with my friends, and then also learn how airsoft it. Like, I find it fascinating, like different cultures of airsoft, how different we are, and like especially like recently on the 50 cal video, a lot of people from different countries were commenting, being like, do you guys not have rules there? Like, you with FPS, like, that's a sniper, that's normally could kill someone. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, it's a rifle, man, shooting one. And like, just seeing the difference. Somebody from France was like, 1.3 is our, or 330. They said 330 was our no MED, and I'm like, well, most of the time it's 400 for us. It's like just different. And then there's others that are like 550 FPS, no MED, full auto, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. No, we ran into that too. We've talked to a lot of the guys from the UK and how their rules are different from ours, and the UCARA laws and shit for buying guns. And it's just crazy, dude. The differences and everything, but it's also really cool too to be able to meet people that play and enjoy doing the same thing you do, in a totally different continent with a totally different life of what we think of as normal as being in America, you know what I mean? And their idea of what's normal. And I just think it's really cool how this one thing brings us all together, and it's really awesome. And I'm excited for you, dude. I want to see some of this gameplay at these other places, because there's some really cool ass fields that you could go to, even if it wasn't an event, even if you went there and just picked up some like random ass local play, like
that'd be wild,
dude.
Literally just like go there. I can make a trip out of it, and a little bit of not vlog content, but just like showing the more than just like head cam footage gameplay, and just,
exactly.
Like just there's anything like there's memes just flowing through. Like you're an airsofter, you're walking into an airsoft area, like there's bound to be meme material, you know?
Exactly.
Right.
And you can even hit it with the more personal, real life version of maybe how the experience of an airsofter going international, airports, the flying, the landing. Exactly.
Basically an average 2.0, but different, you know what I mean? Like,
basically.
And I mean, you can always think, you always remember too, like YouTube is one avenue, but you're also pretty big on Instagram. I got 77,000 on Instagram, lives on Instagram, random ass times like that would be good too.
Yeah, no, you're agree. Dude, I'm so shadow banned on Instagram. Like my engagement is bad in terms of like recommending my content out. I like have a lot. I love my Instagram, and I feel like it's a way that I can just kind of like post whatever the fuck I want and not care. It'd be that way with my YouTube channel. That's my goal, is where I can just like on my Instagram, I'll post the stupidest shit. Like on my stories, I'm sitting there, I'm posting like stupid prequel memes and like, you know, I posted something stupid yesterday, and I sat and thought to myself, and like, I'm like, man, I love where I'm at in life, that I can post this picture of some fucking. I'll just pull my phone open and like example A and be like, this is my job right now, and I can meet people based on these stupid posts. You know what I mean? Like even just sharing Tristan's memes, I'm like, this is it, baby.
Yeah,
this is all downhill from here. You're like, oh yeah, like my executive level breadwinning wife, me showing her my cart I saved with Airsoft. Like just. Or somebody tagged me in a video of their cat watching my Airsoft video. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, this is awesome. This happens.
Yeah, you're getting to that pinnacle of how can I progress what I already know is working for me. Like, I'm not saying you have plateaued. No one ever plateaus, but...
No. Not if you're willing to try different things.
Exactly. What's the next step?
If you're not afraid to step outside of what you have been doing, when you're like that little inkling inside your head, you know, like Nasty and I are into cars, and we were talking about like, well, should I even post anything about pictures of cars or anything on our story? And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start posting pictures of cars on our story. I'll throw our task force logo on it because I think it's cool, and then we'll go with that. And if people are into cars, they're into it. If they're not, then they can just scroll by it, and they'll have the regular feed of what they like later anyway. So it'll
Tristan,
be there.
Get on it. Gwen Stefani turning up.
I love being able to do kind of that same thing you're talking about, and I love that that's what you're saying, that that you are comfortable with.
Be you, dude. Post your shit.
Right, exactly.
Listen, dude, if you lose 30,000 people, you will gain 80,000 because you're being fucking you. And you're showing what you like.
And the way YouTube works, I literally I feel like I've learned I have zero reason to not expand because like I could post 3 videos a fucking day, and like the way that the subscription feed works, not even everyone would even see that. The only people that would see the videos are people that are actually interested in it. And I feel like if I would just have listened to my gut instinct full time, and like maybe not been as like, my biggest fear is posting shit content. Like I'm like, I really value, you know, the people that I've already gained as subscribers and then watch content. So like, I don't want to disappoint. If you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm on a trap of like, oh, it's not good enough, I just don't post it. But in reality, that's more me just being picky in my head, and that to most people, like they're just happy that it's content, you know. Not every game can be a 200 kill streak LMG thing, or like, you know what I mean? Like that's just being realistic. But I feel like me personally, I've always been like, every time I make a video, I was like,
it's got to be better than the next one, or why would I make it, right?
Exactly. Standards. You have your own standards for each one.
Path to delusional results, I think. It's just like, it's impossible. You can't keep, you know what I mean? So if Instagram shows me anything, it's just like, just be myself and do whatever the fuck I want. And it turns out it's relatable to other people. So
exactly.
I was catching on to the chat again, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where does this go?
Gwen Stefani loves our show, obviously.
I mean, where does this stuff come from?
It's people. It's automated.
I love the internet.
You know what, man? I think you're on the right path. You're doing what you really, though, you do what you love to do, and the fashion you like to do it, and motherfuckers like us are like, yes. So we watch it, we like it, we comment it, we share it, you know? So, you know what? Just build your mountain, man, but just be careful not to fall off. Because that happens a lot. Yeah. You get to your top, you get to what your peak is in your fucking head, and then motherfuckers go AWOL.
It's actually, it's funny. There's a guy I watch on YouTube.
I thought was so. I was like, dude, if I can get to, I remember having 1,000 subs, being like, if I could only one day get to 100K, like I'll be it. Dude, I'll it. And then I'm just like, sometimes I see like it'll be like 100,000 people getting 100,000 subs in a day, and I'm just like, fuck.
Right. Well, I've seen it before. Like, there's a guy I watch on YouTube, Corey Kinshin, who does a lot of gameplay videos, and like, bro, I mean, he just hit like 5 million, and I feel like for him that meant like
nothing.
I don't have to do anything now,
right?
And that's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me, because you got to think about the guy who just found you. Sure, he's got a shit ton of videos he can get through, but I also know people who have straight gotten through all the seasons of The Office in like a month because they sit there and binge watch it on Netflix at home. You know what I mean? So they're going to get through all your videos at some point in time. And then what happens when they get to the end and they're like, damn, this guy hasn't made a video for so many months. Like, I want to see something. I want to see something.
Yeah.
You start to become connected to this, like, as if it was a TV show. And now you're just generally interested. What is he going to do next?
Right.
What's the next game he's going to play? So just keep pushing, man. I think you'll fucking get there.
I believe. Like us, we're on a slow roll, but I'm not really.
You're doing so better if you just put a little more effort into like your thumbnails. And as someone who fucking hates thumbnails, I'm just like, because I like, I try and watch whatever. Like a few weeks ago, you did the one with like the SpeedQB girls, like Crystal and girl. And I'm just like looking at it as objectively as like what, like some of your thumbnails are good, but I'm just like, again, I think they're good, but it's like, you're competing with every video on YouTube ever.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Shitty. That's fair.
Just, I guess, like, if anything, maybe just embrace the meme more. But like, no, some of your, like, I'm just looking at them right now. It just sucks that the thumbnail is so important, and it doesn't have to be right away. But like, when you after the video, maybe you got some downtime, just go through thumbnails and like look at what videos did the best and what videos didn't, and then like kind of like look at what you could change and just put it through new thumbnail up, and who knows?
Yeah.
Just all it takes is literally one video to like catch the algorithm, and then that starts feeding other videos, and then you just keep putting out content, and like boom, there you go.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Making thousands of dollars.
I'll have to look into it, man, because I don't know. I'm like I said, I guess I just don't. I don't take our Airsoft podcast just as serious as I don't take Airsoft. I'm just like, fuck it. Here it is.
But eventually, this is gonna kind of like,
right.
Well, what are we doing?
Right.
It's gonna
even the people that we've run across now that are the guys that subscribe to us, and I know they want to see good things happen for us and whatnot, and that's awesome, and I really appreciate it, dude. I love all the guys that tune in every week and watch, and or even if you don't get to watch it live, but you tune in and you watch it after when we upload it. That's fucking awesome, and we really appreciate all you guys who show up and like we try to take it serious and we try to do what we can, but at the same time, like, I don't.
Right.
But take it seriously. I'm just saying, like, put a little more like the post live views I think are really important. Like that's where a lot of views come from, you know, as opposed to actually live. Like,
right.
You got to look like, you know, what's a good live stream? You know, look at some of the best Twitch, you know, streamers, and like if you have 50,000 people watching you, that's insane. That's a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
but 50,000 views, that's different. You know what I mean? That's not. So it's like, you know, you can really build it up. Just you don't even have, like I said, don't change or take it too seriously, but just like put maybe a little more thought into the thumbnail. Try new things. You know,
what
really
it is to be looked at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know, man. I'm definitely gonna give her a go. And I appreciate the actual feedback, though, because realistically, like, normally we'll do this and people will be like, that was cool, and then we'll move on, you know, and if we run into each other again at a game, that's cool. Some people we talk to and we actually become really good homies with, you know, and we talk to them all the time, and I enjoy that. But like, you know, but not very often does anybody really offer any actual true feedback, you know, of like, yo, here's what I think you could actually improve, and that's not something that you will ever offend me on. I've had one person on Instagram sent me a recommendation of what they thought, and I straight up told them, I was like, bro, you're totally right, and I love that you're giving me feedback, and it's interesting to hear this type of thing because it's something I don't think about. And I don't take it as a negative at all. To me, it's just literally, what can we do better? What can we improve upon? But normally when you ask, everybody's afraid to say anything. Right. You know what I mean?
Rhetorical bullshit answer. And that, I hate that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just generally like my thoughts. And like, as someone who literally, like, again, remember, a couple years ago, I had less subscribers than you. So, you know what I mean? Like, I was sitting in the same position, and like the only difference is like I made some shitty thumbnails and more videos. You know what I mean? Like, a lot more of it, but like, you know what I mean? There's the way YouTube works. There's nothing that like, you know, it is gonna hold you back other than yourself. And it like what you can come up with is what you can come up with. And you guys have a good shtick, I think. Like the setup looks great. You guys are funny to listen to. You're normal, good people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
appreciate that.
It's your whatever. You know, like, it's not like you guys are some fucking weirdos that just can't even look, you know, talk on camera. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people out there that are just like, okay, that ain't chief.
That ain't chief. Yeah. But like, see, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. All in all, I guess this just proves the point. Everybody, no matter what you're doing, paint fucking skateboards.
Yeah.
Fucking airsoft videos, what the fuck ever this is called, we're doing. You know, you can, if you make that one more step, could take you so many great places.
Yeah.
Like my fat ass getting on a treadmill. Or not eating. It's a good step, but not gonna happen. So,
but yeah.
Anyway, it's been 2
man.
hours.
Yes, thank you for coming on the show. It has been 2 hours. I'll quit dragging this on for you because you've got a life, and my wife is probably upstairs
Battlefront 2 to play. All right.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Battlefront 2.
Star Wars.
And actually need to get it on my computer. I have it on the Xbox, but my 9-year-old has taken over my Xbox, so fuck.
But anyway,
I'm a max pre-order Ray here. All right, you better show some respect.
I'm pretty sure I have been slayed by you. No, I really don't know. I suck, bro. I'm terrible. I just go and I'm like stormtrooper with a gun, and if I can make it happen, I can make it fucking happen.
Right.
And I move on.
But hard.
Hey, if you ever want to play, I play all the time. Whenever I should be editing, but
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. For sure. We'll have to hit you up. But thank you for coming onto the show.
Dude,
it really
you're
does
cool,
mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
We enjoy your content. Keep pushing it. And I really do hope to see different things from you. Now that you're talking about it, I'm excited to see where you go with it and kind of what you bring to the table. I'm sure it will be good, especially since you're very picky on it. So it really means you're trying to put out good quality stuff. Right. So no matter what it is, it'll be easy to watch. And, you know, like I said, I appreciate the feedback as well. So it's really awesome to kind of hear. So, but thank you for taking the time to come on here, dude. Really, seriously.
Hey, thanks for having me. Anytime. I'm happy. I'm happy to help anyone at any time, as long as you're not a fucking asshole. Like,
I'm glad you
I mean,
stayed.
nasty is, but am not always, but most of the time.
Wow, dude.
Nasty is actually the fan favorite, which is really weird.
I'm not.
It is
not.
I'm
not.
Straight to the point. People like a little bit of a,
Well, I am definitely that. I will just be your douche. Fuck you, your mom. Okay. So, and anyway, thank you for coming on the show, man. You're fucking cool. I'm excited to see more of your content, and I don't watch anybody's fucking content. Yes. I don't. It's not my thing. I'm a computer nerd, so
Trust me, I get it.
But big shout out to our Patreons.
Yes.
Those guys, seriously, you guys are the reason why we can continue to do upgrades and special things for you guys and stuff like that. So thank you guys. Shout out to all of you guys. If you want to join the Patreon, you can. You can find it in our link in our description.
But please don't feel
bio
like you need
at
to.
Instagram. But yeah, you definitely don't have to. Nope. Even if you're just subscribed, then that's good enough for us because you're here and you get to interact with us, and that's what we care about. So, but we love you guys. We will see you guys next Saturday, as always, 7:30 Central.
Yes.
We'll be here and we'll be, having the other show. Yes.
Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, the podcast.
So, everybody, have a good night. Alphonse, I love you, man.
You know what's really funny?
I'm gonna keep it weird.
You know what's really funny?
I can't do that. What?
Streamlabs is not letting me close.
Oh, so we're forever? Show. Is this a 24?
It actually isn't.